Well, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna rag on it a little bit. And not just because I'm single with no prospects on this particular Valentine's Day, and COVID sucks, and online dating sucks, and everything sucks. Although that is not part of the reason. But I'm more concerned about the empty signifier that Valentine's Day has become. It's turned into one of those, like, made-up holidays that really isn't connected to what it was in the first place. Which, what it was, doesn't actually really matter all that much. Yes, it was a Christian saint who performed marriages back in a time when that was, well, dangerous, downright deadly to him. He was executed by the Roman Empire for performing Christian marriages because it was against what the Roman Empire wanted. So there was a feast day designated in his honor, which, I mean, cool enough. And as someone from a Christian tradition who is not of faith myself, I appreciate that kind of thing. It's an act of resistance in a dangerous time. The modern Valentine's Day, of course, doesn't have a lot to do with that. Most people don't even remember that that's the reason for it anyway. And I'm not making this argument based on some return to tradition kind of thing. I'm more concerned about what the occasion has been recruited to become. As a modern holiday, Valentine's Day is effectively a simulation. It's a reference without a referent. It signifies something, it stands for something, but it doesn't stand for any real thing. It's some vague reference about a holiday about love and care and affection, and that's all well and good, and I support that sort of thing. I support the idea that we need a day to celebrate the idea of love, and celebrate if we happen to have people that we love, and a general sensation of love, that we need to celebrate that love is a thing. That's cool, that's great. But what makes it empty, what makes it not have a referent, is that the celebration of this occasion of love is consumerism, by and large. And yes, there is genuine ways of celebrating this. You don't have to engage in consumerism to celebrate Valentine's Day, to celebrate love. But this is one of the main purchasing days for the celebration industry. There's an entire industry set up that's just made for creating things for these sorts of consumerist holidays. Christmas, of course, being the biggest one. There are entire cities in, say, China that all they do is just make Christmas junk. And I say Christmas junk quite literally, that it is meant to be used exactly once and then thrown out. It is junk. And a lot of money is made this way. A lot of money is made this way. Entire industries exist just because of these disposable holidays. And so if you look at what happens on Valentine's Day, for example, you might get your true love a card and a gift with some chocolates and things like that. Well, the card is printed on paper and probably has some plastic content, which was mined out of the ground using some sort of oil extraction, and then it was printed, and then it was put in an envelope, and then it was shipped across the ocean most likely, and after a single day's enjoyment, it's thrown out. Maybe recycled if you're lucky, but the plasticized ones can't be recycled, so it ends up in a landfill. And of course the chocolate, although the chocolates might be delicious, and even if they're like ethically sourced or something like that, they're probably wrapped in plastic, and that plastic can't be recycled, so it ends up in the landfill, and of course it's been extracted halfway across the world, and that all has its CO2 impact, of course. And after the enjoyment of those chocolates, you'll never see that again. It's completely empty, completely devoid of any sort of meaning. It's just the enjoyment of an experience in the ephemeral moment. And I understand that there is some value to appreciating gifts, to giving gifts and getting gifts and appreciating this, but these are not gifts that have meaning. These are tokens. These are things that have been conferred meaning upon them by a marketing industry. According to this industry, you can't just celebrate Valentine's Day by, loving them, telling people that you love them, that sort of thing. Well, you have to buy them a token gift. And there's this imposition put on people that they have to show their love, otherwise their love is invalid, using a material means. And as per the cultural tradition of the West, this usually falls on the part of the man in a relationship to purchase these chocolates or flowers or whatever, and that's just the expectation that's set on people. Similarly with jewelry, there's this trope that was purely synthetic made by the De Beers Corporation that you should spend a certain number of months of salary on a wedding ring, engagement ring, or whatever else, just to show that you love this person, and that's a cultural norm. But it's a purely synthetic cultural norm. It doesn't have any referent. It's a pure reference without a referent. It's a simulation of a real thing. The French theorist Jean Baudrillard refers to this as a hyperreality, a symptom of hyperreality at least. Based on this model of a holiday, based on this cultural tradition that's purely synthetic, even if there is no origin to refer to in terms of celebrating Valentine's Day, even if it's purely synthetic in this abstract history, there will still always be an endless need to reproduce that feeling of the sensation of celebrating Valentine's Day. There's no cultural norm, there's no real cultural norm that says that this is how you have to do it. But this is the hyper-real construction of the celebration of Valentine's Day that's been generated in order to generate more capital for the people that make, Valentine's Day crap. And okay, if this is how you feel like celebrating Valentine's Day, I'm not judging you. This is not me feeling superior. This is a frustration, a disappointment with how our culture has cheapened and emptied out everything of all of its meaning and turned it into just another excuse for selling products. And those products inevitably end up destroying the environment, ruining resources, wasting, and, well, making us crazier than we already are. Those pressures add up, and I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Anyway, I make these videos daily, so if you enjoy my content, even this angry content, hit the like button if you would, and subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends if you could. I'd like to try and build an audience here, so I'd appreciate your help in that. And so stay tuned for something tomorrow. I've got a large and well thought out for once video planned. So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.